Event Studio.
Hi guys, I'm Ashley, owner of Grayce & Goods Boutique, and this is the Business Besties Podcast. All right, today we are here with Grayce with Icing for Izaac. It's a local bakery here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. She scaled this business from her kitchen table to being the city's Cheesecake Factory. So Grayce, can you tell us a little bit about you and your business?
Yes, I am a mom of 5, married to my high school sweetheart. We have been together almost 15 years, which is probably one of the most important parts of my story. Without the support of my children and my husband, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Yeah.
And like Ashley said, I did start my business out of my kitchen table just almost 6 years ago, and now we do have currently 14 employees and servicing majority of the greater Fort Wayne.
Yeah, that's amazing. I've you've been such an inspiration as a fellow business owner to be able to watch you and see what you do and how you've grown, and I just love everything.
Yes,
everything about you and your business. So
you're doing a great job too, girl.
Oh, thanks, girl. All right, what has been the most challenging obstacle that you've faced in your business?
There's several that are very challenging. I would say the most challenging is the quick growth.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you kind of find a new normal and create a system for this next level of growth, and you receive an opportunity that you know that you can also do with another adjustment, it can feel like you're in a constant circle of chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Of like, I have no idea what I'm doing, but that's not true, right? It's the next level of growth. You create a new system on the fly and it works, and you're able to guess what, next week you're able to take that next contract or that next biggest jump. So definitely like quick growth is not something that anybody ever really warned me about or had given me any advice about, but that has been the greatest struggle, but also I think really the key to our success.
Yeah, and a blessing too, you know, so you gotta learn how to adjust and keep up.
Yes.
Yes, being able to adapt has been a huge thing in business for me.
For
so
sure.
I understand that. So as busy as you are with your business, you also have a little tribe of your own.
Yes.
So how do you balance being a super mom and your business?
Yes. So the way that I have found to balance that is I always show up for my kids for the things that are important to them. So like award ceremonies, volleyball games, academic, choir concerts, I always make sure that if ever there's an opportunity that my kids look out in the crowd, that mom is there for the big moments. I don't always make it home to cook dinner. I don't always make it home for bedtime or to help with homework, but those biggest moments in their life when they say, Mom, are you gonna be there? I'm able to say yes, and I do show up. So in their eyes, all the times that they need me, I'm there. And like I said in the beginning, my husband picks up everywhere that I fall short. So he's, you know, it's a team effort, but.
It's nice to have a spouse like that. So my husband is same way. When I was building my boutique, you know, when I was traveling with like markets and everything, like he never told me no. He always was like, I'll be there, I'll do the extra pickup, I'll figure out a babysitter if we need one.
Yes.
So it's helpful to have a helpful spouse. And I feel like yours is also very involved in your business too.
I think we all 3 won the husband lottery.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Won the husband lottery. They are all
sure.
great men.
Yes.
And very supportive, and that is so important when you're building a brand and a business to have a good support system.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, what has been your proudest moment or like your favorite accomplishment in your business so far?
So that one I actually had to think about. And I do, this might be something that you're not even expecting, but my proudest moment of my business is what I have accidentally become to the community. That wasn't something that I was expecting, that wasn't something that I planned, but the way that the community has wrapped their arms around us and found us to be a safe place. People have walked in our door crying and just asked me for a hug for whatever reason that might be, I don't know, but I'm there for them. My team is there for them. And people, you know, babies have had their first steps, their first words, their first, you know, first birthdays have been celebrated in our playroom. People really do find a safe place in our building, and I think that that is absolutely my biggest accomplishment that totally happened on accident.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yes.
It's definitely a nice place for moms to be able to take their littles with you. Having that separate room for little ones, and
Yes.
moms can do the treats and then just playtime with their kids.
Yeah, and when I was developing the space, it truly, selfishly, was like, I need to have somewhere to take my kids.
For your kids,
support
yeah.
them, when I have to bring them to work with me when we fall short on a babysitter.
Yeah.
So, one of my friends was like, are you gonna open that to the community? And I was like, yeah, girl, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So day one, we were open to the public, and it has seriously been the sweetest, oh my gosh, most wonderful part of the business.
Yeah, I love that.
I know you take your daughter there.
Yes,
often.
well, we've been a couple of times, yeah, when, again, just something to do when, there's no school, and
Yeah.
it's just nice because it's not like running to McDonald's for lunch. Like, I feel like it's an experience to come into your bakery and sit there, and we sat in the garden room, and that's where she picked to sit, and she just loved it. She's like, it's so cute, I feel like we're having a tea party, and, so for the 45 minutes or an hour that we were there, like, to her, it was an experience, and so, I love that you've created that for all of us,
absolutely.
so.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so this one's a little bit of a kind of a negative question, I guess. How do you deal with competition in your industry? Because we know there's a lot of people that like to steal ideas and kind of copycat, but how do you deal with that?
So the way I deal with that is, I know it's gonna sound so cliche, but I don't see anybody as competition at all. And not in a boastful way, but genuinely nobody is doing what I'm doing. And I know that for a fact because I planned my entire business around what other people were not doing. Prime example of that is our big cake slices. Nobody in the city sold cake slices. Everybody had multiple flavors of cupcakes, which is also a wonderful idea, but I didn't want to be considered or related to compared to any other bakery in the city. I really wanted to do my own thing. So the big cake slices, also the slices of cheesecake.
Yeah.
That completely blew my business up. And if you pay attention to to go for Wayne and those kind of things, people have been begging for a Cheesecake Factory here for years.
Every time a new building pops up, someone's like, is it gonna be a Cheesecake Factory?
Okay, now I'm like, please don't come.
Yeah.
But people have been begging for that.
Yeah.
There was no cash and carry cheesecake slice spot in Fort Wayne or honestly in the surrounding areas. So when we started to kind of dive into the cheesecake flavors, I was like, oh, hold on a second, I got an idea.
Yeah.
And so then that really spiraled, and we have, now over 150 flavors of cheesecake. We have about 40 flavors a day available to purchase by the slice, which is something completely outside of anything that anybody else is doing in Fort Wayne. So we also carry food. We have lots of drinks. We do classes. Like, we really, in that building, have so much more than what has ever been available in Fort Wayne.
Yeah.
And that was solely because I based my business on doing what other people were not doing.
Right.
So when I see people follow maybe some things that I've led with, honestly it makes me proud because I know, oh, that was a good idea.
Yeah, and
so
they want to do it too. Yeah.
And it's like, go ahead, girl. Like, I love that for you. And if it
Yeah.
works for you too, great. But the biggest thing I've learned in business is that people don't support you because of your stuff. They support you because of you.
Yeah.
So even if somebody does copy you or they do something exactly like what you're doing, it's not going to take customers away from you.
Yeah.
Let them do
Absolutely.
it. Cheer them on.
Yeah.
I mean, you get way farther, way faster together.
Yeah.
Which is why I love y'all. That's
Yeah.
exactly what you guys are doing. Yes.
I love that.
Okay, so I do kind of feel like my next question is going to follow that a little bit, but how do you manage to stay composed and positive despite encountering negative reviews or rude people? And I know you've experienced this a few times, so I feel like you do it gracefully.
Yes.
So I wanted you to share that with everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll start with that doesn't happen very often. People expect a certain level of experience when they come to our bakery, and we almost always exceed their expectations, which is always my goal. If ever we do have kind of a little bit of an icky situation, I tell my girls and myself that we don't know what that person is going through. We don't know what happened to them this morning. We don't know what happened to them last night. We don't know what's to come for them today. And so we really need to just treat them with kindness and respect and hope that when they leave, they have a good experience. But if somebody is kind of weird or icky, we really try to just say, okay, well, I'm really sorry that you feel that way. And I'm sorry that was your interpretation of the experience, and what can we do to make it better? Because we really don't want people to leave upset. but also we don't want to return that same kind of energy. And we do hope that maybe 2 or 3 days down the road, they will think we've all done it. We've all been somewhere where we were a little sassier than what we probably should have been because we were having a bad day, right? Yeah. So I hope maybe 2 to 3 days down the road, the customer will say, you know what, I was so sassy to that girl at Icing and she did not deserve that, and I'm gonna make my way back there one day. Just, maybe.
I mean, it's the kill 'em with kindness, and then it just works.
It is hard, and when it comes in small doses, it's a lot easier to digest. If it was more repetitive, I think it would be a little bit more difficult. But I do truly just hope that we can be a bright spot in somebody's day, even if they come in upset. I hope that they do leave feeling better. Yes.
I think you've done a great job of creating a safe, beautiful space for people. And you are definitely promoting kindness, so that's wonderful.
Absolutely.
So, if you could tell someone that is just starting out in business one thing, what would it be?
I do, of course, kind of have a twofold to that. The first thing is that you don't fail, you quit. And as long as you keep going and you keep adjusting and adapting, like we talked about earlier, you will always find a way. If it's sink or swim, you're swimming, baby. 10 out of 10 times, right? You're swimming. The other thing is that if you find that the people in your close circle are not supporting you, find a new circle, really. And it may be your family, it may be your cousins, it may be your dad that looks at you and says 90% of restaurants fail, you're never gonna make it. You don't have to keep that energy around you, and you don't have to believe that, right? Find people that believe in you more than you believe in yourself. So on the days that you wanna quit, they don't let you. I've probably said that a million times, and it stands true, and I've needed it.
Girl, that is a word.
There are people in my life that I have called saying, I want to quit, I'm done, I'm hanging up the towel, I can't do this anymore. And they said, no, you're not. Where are you? Because I'm going to come find you, and I'm going to come help you, and I'm going to help you get this done. You're not quitting today. And had I stayed in those circles of people that wanted me to fail, I wouldn't be here today. So it's really important.
It's so important. And I mean, even just the people that you end up finding once you start your business that are supporting you, right? They always say like strangers will become, your friends and your support system faster than your friends and family. And it really is true. And, not always in a negative way, but, I feel like, you guys have also showed up for me in situations more than, some of the people that I am close with. And it also is nice to be able to find those people. And, once you start your business as well, those people kind of start to come along. And
that's why you need business besties.
You gotta have the business besties.
You have to.
Yeah, or else you'll be crying in a corner all alone.
You have to have that 911. You have to have that person that understands. And as much as people that don't own businesses say, oh, I understand, or oh, it must be nice, you really don't. Unless you've been in the thick of it, you really don't understand, and that's not mean or hurtful or disrespectful, it's the truth.
It really is.
It can be the loneliest place sometimes
to be a business owner. You feel like you're in it alone. The late nights, early mornings, all the extra work that nobody ever sees. It's difficult some days to get through, but
I got you girls.
We've had a couple.
I
don't know.
I'm pretty sure I've called Grace and been like, help me.
I think I've called you too.
Okay, what is your favorite cheesecake flavor that you guys have right now? So I know you have 150, so this is probably going to be a tough question, but
I'm going to say something crazy that you were also not expecting. I do not like cheesecake.
What?
I know nobody ever believes it. I do not like cheesecake at all. My husband does.
Okay, well, what's his favorite flavor?
Yes, my husband is a cheesecake connoisseur.
Okay.
His favorite is the key lime cheesecake, which is a pretty basic flavor that we have all the time, but it's really good.
Nice. I'll have to come in and try it. So do you taste test, or your staff is pretty good at probably coming up with the flavors and tasting it?
So we've grown so much and had so many people through that they've helped develop a lot of flavors. So here's my thing about being a restaurant foodie person. I can taste it and tell if it's good or not.
Right.
Despite liking it.
Right. Like you're just not enjoying it. Yeah.
So I do every new flavor I taste it. I'm like, we gotta adjust this, adjust
Right.
that. Like it's not just because I don't like it doesn't mean I can't tell if it's good
Right.
or not.
Okay.
Right? And it is good.
Yeah.
I know it's good.
I'm
I'll tell you
just
my
not a
favorite.
fan.
Okay, what's
That's
your
what it is.
favorite?
Death by chocolate.
Oh my gosh.
That's another fan.
I
favorite.
haven't tried it. I haven't tried any
Oh.
cheesecake yet. I really need to because my husband also loves cheesecake.
Yes.
I'm a
But-
cheesecake girly.
But he's just like a New York cheesecake, like with like a little topping on it.
Yes.
He'd be good to go. But I'm a chocolate freak,
Yes.
so I would probably love Death by Chocolate.
My
It's super
DoorDash bill with you is higher than I'd like to admit.
That's so funny.
You know what? We are like always like a top trending on DoorDash or like favorite of the month or
Yeah,
something.
I love that.
Yeah, we have like the most amount of repeat customers, I think.
That's
Like,
amazing.
oh yeah,
I
it's
believe
awesome.
it.
Are you one of them?
I
Have
want
to
to
be.
If I need like a pick me up in the middle of my week and I just want
Yes.
something tasty, I'm getting
So
Death by
that-
Chocolate if it's on there. Sometimes I have to try other flavors.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we sell it. So that's something else. Like speaking about doing things different,
Mhm.
there's no other like bakery on DoorDash.
Right.
Like, and something that's been really popular and trending lately, which is so cute. People will send like a slice of cake or a slice of cheesecake to their friends,
Oh,
like
I
at
love
work.
that.
They put a little note, like, you know,
Yeah.
happy birthday. So we'll write like happy birthday on the box or
That's
like
so
something so
cute.
cute. It's such a cute idea, and that also kind of happened like happy accident.
Mhm.
Like somebody had a baby, they had a cake delivered to
Aw.
the cake slice delivered to the hospital. It was just so sweet.
That's really cute.
So yeah, that's been a really cool outside thing that's kind of
Developed
happening
just on its own.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
very
love
cool.
that. Okay. Are there any exciting projects or plans that you have with your business that you would like to share?
So you guys are probably also not gonna believe me when I say this. I don't ever plan stuff
Yeah.
ahead like that.
They just let it happen.
Yes, I am like a go with the flow kind of
Yeah.
girl, and that is how everything has kind of happened now. I can share with you some things that people may not know, like all the details on, because
Mhm.
it kind of happens in the background. We are in 12 of the Lasses gas stations, all the way up to like Leesburg, Walkerville,
Very cool.
Busco, like
Yeah.
outside. We stock both of the Brotherhood Mutual cafeterias.
Oh my
They
gosh,
have a
I
cafe
didn't, yeah, I
in
didn't
there.
know
They have
that.
like over 600 employees, and so that's really cool. We also supply baked goods to Crescendo and to Utopian.
Very cool.
So those are like some things that like we just do,
Yeah.
that just kind of happen that we didn't really plan on. But yeah, as far as like in the future, I would love to open a bigger location.
Yeah.
That's probably a little bit of a ways out.
Yeah.
But we love our little spot where we're at now.
I know, it's like with my boutique, we started with a little spot, and honestly, 5 years later, I'm like, I miss my little space. It's just like the
Yes.
quaintness of it and just like managing it, and it's like always nice to grow and be bigger and things like that, but yeah, sometimes I just miss the
we
little
have-
space.
So I bought that building,
Mhm.
and then renovated it. So I really would like to use it to like its full potential.
For sure.
And we have staff that goes in as early as 5 a.m.
Mhm.
But then we all usually leave around 7. So to me, I'm like, we have a lot more time left in the day that
Yeah.
I can have some late night crews and stuff and really just maximize our space
Yeah.
before diving into another big project.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
I do want to build my next
Okay.
location. I want to buy land and build and make it exactly
Yes.
how I want it.
That would be awesome.
Yes.
I dream too, because I
Yes.
have a very small boutique right now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's not in the best place for foot traffic,
Yeah.
but we know we make it our
You
own.
just gotta do
We
it,
get
yeah.
people in there still. It's just I think it
Yes.
could be doing a lot better in a different location.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, mine, I was looking to buy a commercial building and my building it was a very reasonable price to be on Lima Road.
Mhm.
It's in Airport North Office Park, but the front door faces Lima Road.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can get some signage and kind of
Mhm.
really draw people in. I think it was like 46,000 cars a day that go up and down Lima
I believe
Road.
it.
So yeah, so I was like, okay, this will be really great, and it is really great, but it's a very definitely a hidden gem where
Mhm.
like you don't see.
It's a little
it
bit
from
more
the
of like a
outside.
destination place, like
Yes.
you're not always driving by and
Right.
noticing it.
And our office park people do love us. They
Yeah.
come over for lunch every day. That was something I didn't like account
Expect,
for.
yeah,
or
that's
expect.
amazing, yeah.
But we have lots of regulars in the office park,
Yeah.
so we've kind of become a little hub for them too. They get
Yeah.
our coffee instead of Starbucks on the way to work, so we always appreciate
Yeah.
that. But kind of just some more things which
Just
is why I don't
have it.
plan anything.
Right, because just let it happen.
Yeah, just let it happen. And
Yeah.
then I don't never disappointed about not meeting
Or stressing.
expectations. Yeah, or like a deadline. Like we just, whatever happens, happens. I say yes to everything and figure it out.
Yeah, love it.
Yes.
All right, so what are some personal hobbies that you enjoy that just help you like stay in tune with yourself and just help you relax and stay true to who you are?
Yes, I play volleyball. I played volleyball all of my life, and I was gonna go to college for it, and I ended up having my daughter, which changed the course of my life a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade it for the world, but after many years, I found my way back to the court, and when I'm there, I'm just Grayce.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not Mackenzie's mom. I'm not the Holloway's mom. I'm not Eric's wife. I'm not Icing for Izaac. I just get to be Grayce, and I get to do something that I love. That was who I was before I had kids and before I had a business. And I think that is really important for everybody to find something that they loved or they just get to be.
Right, it's just completely separate from everything else.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know we went to middle school and high school together, so I got to watch your volleyball career, which was super cool. You were always super talented and always on varsity, even as like a freshman, I think. Wasn't that right?
That is right.
But let's talk about how your daughter does it too. She's following in your footsteps. I see your posts about her all the time on the court, and that is so cool.
Ooh, I said I was gonna cry. My baby's here made me cry. So of course, having Kinsey and not being able to go off to play volleyball in college everybody kind of made me feel like I failed. You know, the course of life. That wasn't true. Mackenzie was my purpose for living. She saved me from a lot of things that I was maybe experiencing at the time, or paths I was gonna go down. So something I did not want to do was push what I love on my children, because then she won't love it. Like, I don't want her to do it because she thinks I'll like her for it. I just want her to do it because she also loves it. So, 6th grade orientation, she was like, "Mom, you think I could maybe try out for the volleyball team?" I was like, "Maybe."
Like, not trying to show too much excitement.
Okay, yeah, you can try out. Like, if you like it, like, I can help you. Like, she knows that I always play volleyball, so I'm like, I can help you. And she ended up trying out, playing. She's wonderful job. She loves it, loves it, loves it. She played up on varsity a couple times for school, and then now she's playing travel volleyball for gym rats. So
that's awesome.
She's also playing on 14's team, and she's only 12.
Oh my gosh.
She's a lefty, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And we just get to, like, I'm the sports mom. I'm the loudmouth mom in the bleachers that's like, follow the ball. She gets so annoyed with me, I know, but you know, I'm so proud of her, and I love being able to be the parent, volleyball mom that I always wanted. Like, my mom I love her to death, but she's not athletic at all. She played volleyball with me one time and jammed her thumb and never played with me again. So, like, something I always hope for that I'm able to be is, like, after practice or before practice, we go in a half hour early and we play. And I can help her and tell her, you know, she gets all that extra coaching of after the game, like, well, what did I do, or why are my serves going over? And I'm able to give her all that extra information and just really help her be the best player that she can be. So
well, it's such a nice bonding moment too, to be able to share something that you love with her as well.
That's something that I was never prepared for. I had no idea what it would feel like, but it really does feel like I see myself a lot in her, but she's so much better than I was.
Well, that's the goal always, right? To make your kids better.
Yeah,
than
she's so much stronger and so much smarter, and so much more, I don't know, she's just so amazing. Yeah. I'm just so proud.
But I'm sure she learned all that from you and is just now emphasizing it and making it her own. So.
We try.
Yeah.
But it makes you proud, you know, when you see your kids growing up and growing into people, and you're like, wow, I had you when I was 17, and a lot of people counted us out. And,
it's crazy.
Now here you are.
When you have a kid that young, because I had my daughter at 21, it's like you grow up together. You're growing together, you're learning from each other, and that can be a beautiful thing to watch your daughter or your son grow into someone that you're proud of.
Yeah, Kinsey was at our high school graduation. I know we graduated same class at Snyder. She was 4 weeks old at our high school graduation. So, just to, I mean, it really does just come full circle. A lot of people know parts of my story. They don't know the whole story. And so, having baby that young and being able to be, everybody says your life is over. You ruined your life is over, you failed, check out, you know. And for a while I did do that because I felt like I believed the people that were around me. And it wasn't until I had a greater purpose for starting my business. And it was never to start the business and make money. I just didn't want to cry all the time. And I didn't want Isaac to be forgotten. I didn't want to say, happy 12th birthday, Zayden. By the way, let me tell you something. You know, like I just wanted it to always be in conversation so it would help him heal and continue to speak about his feelings. And that is happening. You know, he says things sometimes about how he's a twin and Isaac must like yellow too because he likes yellow and they're identical. Or he'll say sometimes like, oh, I need to take an extra juice box and pretzels in case we can get on an airplane and go see Isaac soon. You know, like even though it's not fully grasping the idea, he still is able to speak in his feelings and not feel alone in them, which is the scariest thing. I think for anybody, no matter what those feelings are, you never want to feel alone in them. So really full circle to just be able to support my kids and show other girls my age or teen moms that it's not over. It's not over. Every successful business person I saw looked a certain way and they didn't look like us. And so to be in the light and be able to share, you know, all the things that we have been through just in life and in business, that it's you can do it. You just can't quit or you'll never get there.
Exactly.
Yes.
I love that story for you. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming and sharing your story and hopefully leaving something, you know, for someone else to learn and be inspired to move forward in their journey as well. So we appreciate it, and everybody go try some cheesecake from Icing for Izaac. And if you don't follow her on social media, because I just love watching you on socials as well. So
I act like everybody's my best friend. I'll be like, hey y'all, happy Sunday. I don't know. I just have too much fun with it.
I love that. Well, thank you again. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course. All right. Yes.